ultimately this guy Sam Miguel is a fool.
Well, funny that we should have Miguel on right now because Nick Cannon is in a bit of trouble right now for. I don't know. I still need to go watch the full interview he did with Professor Griff, but it's a whole mess that I won't fully describe here. But a lot of what they were talking about falls into a similar realm of Hebrew Israelite stuff. They were talking about how it's impossible for them to be anti-Semitic because they're the real Semites. Tapping into that idea of stolen birthright again, that stolen birthright conspiracy, and there was a lot of other stuff. And then people are jumping on the bandwagon defending him. It's a mess.
Yeah.
Okay, but can I get an answer to my question regarding how popular they are?
Sure.
And then we can get into that later as well.
Yeah, sure. So I came in in 2004, and the ICGJC at that time was probably one of the more popular groups because the man who actually created that 12 tribe sign is still in the ICGJC. He never left. His name is Ariyah. They call him Apostle Ariyah. He is, he's been doing this since a child, when they were still keeping the old Judaistic beliefs, and he was actually bar mitzvahed into this cult before it turned into what it turned into, because I believe that it got I know that it got infiltrated, and there was definitely more mind control imposed. But I mean, the popularity of it, I actually, the Boyz II Men were a part of the group that I was a part of. You know, the R&B group Boyz II Men. They actually came, and I met two. It was just two of them that were a part of the group: Wanye Morris and Sean Stockman. So they're from Philadelphia. Philadelphia's full of Black Hebrew Israelites, and they joined that group. They're not part of it any longer, but I think it's just I really don't know what to tell you or why is it so popular. It just even till this day, now that I'm awake and I remember how I used to believe, it's just very easy to debunk many things that they teach. They teach King James was black. You know, that's why they were saying, you know, because he was Scottish. So,
Shakespeare.
Right. Shakespeare's black. So it's, like I said, it's this sense of just pride, black pride. You know, this is something that's just being pushed. And it's like, I look at it like as a precursor to this BLM movement now that uses a lot of the same, they use a lot of the same sayings that I've heard in the cult. I hear some people now with BLM say the same things. It's very odd what's going on. I mean, I'm forced to believe like this is some type of mind control that's going on. It's just like a social experiment that's happening in the world. That's what it seems like. I don't like to get too conspiratorial.
We're getting real spicy.
Wait, what's the similarities? What do you mean by the BLM movement? What are the similarities that you're noticing?
Well, if you know Steve Hassan and the BITE model that he created for cults, so you have BITE stands for behavior control, right? Information control, thought control, and emotional control. So those are the four key elements of a cult. The ICGJC hit on all of those. I've been thinking about this a lot with BLM, and they control your behavior. Well, yeah, if they tell you to protest, they control your behavior. You go out there, you're angry. They kind of tell you what to do, not so much like the ICGJC. The way the ICGJC used to control your behavior was they tell you not to have sex on the Sabbath. They tell you sometimes they have courtships. You can't just marry anybody. You have to be given the approval. So BLM is not so much like that, but there's a lot of information control because a lot of the media they're just not giving a lot of these full stories when it comes to the shootings. And And they were responsible for promoting a lot of those lies with Mike Brown, with the hands up, don't shoot. So that's false information. That's disinformation. That's what a cult does. T would be the thought control. So thought control. I mean, I'm definitely going to do a video on this because there's a lot of similarities.
We should have you back on after you do that video to just talk about what your views on BLM is, because that's a whole other conversation that we need to. Yeah, that's okay.
Norman,
great.
You need to go watch his videos about BLM.
Okay, I will.